Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucker. My life is at right now. I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever, then after that, you're gonna get on your job.
But let me explain. So Daphne Joy, the mother of 50 Cent's son Sire, was recently spotted hanging out with Diddy. Oh. That man is a timeshare. Oh. Yeah. Well, 50 dropped a pic with Sire and used it to troll Daphne. Now, he said, that's your mommy over there with Puffy. LOL. Remember what I told you the other day? To be crazy, shaking my head.
Oh, that was good. Well, Daphne did reply, and she said, please stop doing this to me. I never bother you, and I am an outstanding mother to our son. Ooh. Can we please just focus on that, please?
And these all-star freak-offs, bruh. Now, mentally, I know she's a victim too. You understand? With the drugs, with the stuff, but you know, when you hear her testimony, it's like she was in love and still in love with dude. Even though she was doing that she didn't want to do.
It looks like the storm around Sean Diddy Combs just keeps getting bigger, and this time, 50 Cent is doing what he does best, clowning his longtime rival in full public view. But now the story has taken a sharp new turn. Because it's not only 50 throwing shade anymore, his own baby mama, Daphne Joy, has stepped into the legal spotlight and dropped claims that have left a lot of people stunned. And while the headlines get darker, 50 is turning the chaos into a spectacle, showing up in Free Diddy shirts, trolling online, and making sure everyone knows he's watching this whole thing unfold like a live show. So what's really happening here? Why are more women suddenly speaking up? And why does it feel like 50 Cent has been the only major figure in the industry who never hesitated to go at Diddy publicly? Stick around, because we're breaking down exactly how Diddy's empire is starting to crack from the inside, what Daphne Joy's courtroom bombshell could really mean, and how 50 Cent is once again positioning himself as the last man standing while everyone else stays silent. Let's start with Daphne Joy, the model and influencer who shares a son with 50 Cent. In a statement that quickly went viral, she described what she claims was a disturbing chapter involving Diddy and the world around him. The details are heavy, but the message behind her words was clear. She felt pulled into a space where power, control, and pressure blurred every line of what should be normal. Her account painted a picture of manipulation, emotional breakdown, and a dynamic where she allegedly felt forced to comply just to survive the situation and protect her place. And now that she's stepped forward, it's starting to look like she won't be the last, because her voice is joining a growing wave of people who are finally deciding it's time to say what they've been holding back for years.
I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no where my life is at right now. I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever, then after that you better get on your job. That's really, that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So either you go in the direction of like moving on and that, or you like just like have me just keep moving. Ain't no threat, I'm just being clear. I can't do this every time you get upset.
I gotta ask you, we can't say her name or the rapper name, but I gotta ask you about this woman that testified against Puffy and her baby daddy is a rapper.
Man, I was there for the testimony, so I gotta know about it. But the whole thing about it is, brother, I give somebody $50 to tell me who that person is. You get it? I give somebody $50 if they tell me who that person that she was talking about, that her boyfriend is a millionaire and a musician in the whole 9 yards. I wish I knew who that was. But if I was the baby daddy and I had half the sense of a dollar, I wouldn't have never ever let my son kiss her ever again. Some of the stuff that she was doing in these all-star freak-offs, bruh. Now, mentally, I know she's a victim too. You understand? With the drugs, with the stuff, but you know, when you hear her testimony, it's like she was in love and still in love with dude. Even though she was doing shit that she didn't want to do. She was talking about how sick she was. How he wouldn't allow her to use condoms. Yo, it was crazy. Now, people gotta understand, because I hear a lot of people on the internet talking about like her baby father, like he was mad and upset or something like that. He already knew about all this stuff. He knew about this stuff because he was on stage talking about it way before she testified, way before Diddy got locked up for it. Talk about, yeah, you got a baby mama that's out here doing freak offs. He knew about the stuff. But people can't understand, people gotta understand, these guys give these girls enough money to do something. Just say, for instance, if old boy was giving her $5,000 or $7,000 a month, you take $2,000 of that and get you in a nice place to live, a nice house somewhere. You understand? You take another $500 and put down on a car that you could drive to work and go back and forth. It don't take $1,000 a month to feed nobody. You understand? To feed nobody. It don't take another $1,000 to clothe somebody, because you ain't gonna buy clothes every month for a kid. And you know his father still is gonna be taken care of, because he was with his father a whole lot of times too. These girls wanted money so they don't have to do nothing. But the baby daddy was giving her enough money for she could do something, but she wanted that extra freak off money. She had to want it, bruh. Because why would you stoop so low to bring yourself down like that? She had an option. Her friend was making, she was talking about her friends was making a couple of $1 million doing, what's that other stuff on internet where?
OnlyFans?
The OnlyFans, yeah, thank you. Her friends was doing OnlyFans, making $2 million. She could have did OnlyFans and made hundreds of thousands of dollars. She chose not to do that.
Enter 50 Cent, hip-hop's loudest troll and easily the most fearless public critic Diddy has ever had. The moment Daphne Joy's claims started making headlines, 50 didn't hesitate for even a second. He posted photos rocking a free Diddy t-shirt, but the message wasn't support, it was pure sarcasm. Then he doubled down with a wave of posts clowning the courtroom chaos, dragging up old tensions, and mocking what he painted as Diddy's obsession with theatrics and control. And in true 50 fashion, he didn't just comment, he performed. In one post, he joked, "I don't feel safe," pretending to be afraid of Diddy, a sharp jab fueled by past claims and testimony that suggested Diddy had a serious fascination with guns. It was classic 50 Cent, turning something serious into a public roast, while still making it clear he believes the walls are closing in.
50 Cent in love. Now, what Fifth was doing was taking care of Daphne Joy, who he had a baby with and was dating for years. His son was private. They kept everything off the table. And 9 months after she has the boy, all hell breaks loose. Police is called. You see a door broken down. Daphne Joy, who's at this time was in a relationship with Mr. 50 Cent, was having the door kicked in. Not only did they kick the door in, but they ransacked the place. The chandeliers broke, the cabinet was broke. All this furniture sound very familiar to another case we heard about, like that's going on right now. It's very similar to that situation. And she reportedly said that Mr. Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, kicked her, and everybody was stunned to hear the shocking details. Like, oh my God, Fifth is kicking people. So all of a sudden, this has become the news. And 50 Cent had to eventually settle with her. He was paying her $1,000. The argument was about money. It's always about money. She was going off because 50 Cent's other baby mother, Sharitha, was getting $6,000 something a month for child support, and she was only getting like $1,000 and something for child support. And she didn't think it was fair. She needed more money. Man, does this sound like a familiar scenario? So to prevent jail time for 50 Cent, he had to do 3 years of probation. He had to do some community service. And right around this time, you know, he had to file for bankruptcy because the Rick Ross thing, he had to settle with her. So 50 Cent was able to buy himself out of bankruptcy. Said he was worth only about $4 million at the time.
50 Cent is reacting to his ex-girlfriend and baby mama Daphne Joy being named in the Diddy lawsuit. In case you're unaware, Daphne was named as one of Diddy's workers. And by worker, I mean a very specific type of worker that I cannot state on this app because this video will get taken down. I'm sure you can do the math. In response, 50 posted this picture of himself smoking a cigar. In the caption, he says, "I didn't know you was a blank worker, you little blank worker, LOL. Yo, this is a movie." 50 also shared a screenshot of a news report from Fox that you can pause to read, detailing alleged activity that was going on during Diddy's freak-off parties. In the caption, 50 says, "Shaking my head, this is gonna be so good. What do you want to bet that I'm gonna get these tapes? I'll pay top dollar for them. You've been over there. I don't go to puffy parties." It's no secret, 50 Cent has been waiting for the downfall of Diddy.
What's honestly wild is how consistent 50 Cent has been with these attacks. While most of the industry stayed quiet, whether out of fear, loyalty, or simply not wanting smoke, 50 has been calling Diddy out for nearly 2 decades straight. Diss tracks, interviews, side comments, full-on trolling. He's never backed off. And now that court proceedings are unfolding and more women are coming forward, it's starting to feel like the rest of the world is finally catching up to what 50 has been hinting at for years, because the tension between 50 and Diddy isn't new at all. This beef goes way back. Think mid-2000s, when 50 was taking shots publicly and making it clear he wasn't afraid to say what everyone else wouldn't. He didn't just throw jabs for attention, he always made it personal, and he always made it sound like he knew more than he was willing to fully say. And now, with everything collapsing around Diddy in real time, 50 isn't stepping back. He's stepping forward, acting like the one guy who never needed permission to speak.
Get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you gonna make me. Okay, I'm telling y'all right now, when I want to work with Diddy, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna physically. I'm gonna go to Central Booking. Yeah. I'm used to it. I know what it is. But you get your hand on my pocket. Get off my channel, boy.
This is what I gotta do it, right? And these are my friends.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said.
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow.
I don't want him going to those
What's up with the hugging pictures at the white party though? What is that?
I don't know, bro.
Every picture is a little
Why
bit.
is everyone so happy to be there? I'm like, this regular parties, people don't just hug each other.
You had to sit in 4 hours of traffic to drive.
Like, come on, let's have a group hug. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, look, I'm gonna shake your hand. Hey, what's up, man? Everything good? Yeah.
It does feel controlled. Yo, hold on, baby. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, it was too much fun.
That's crazy.
It was a little too much fun.
That's just white boy. The white party.
Yeah.
It is the whitest party.
Nah, I was too happy to have him. Too happy to have him. And baby,
what is going on in the one on the right? That is insanity.
Dude, that's just
both of them. He looks like he's unzipping his pants. Look at the one on the left. Come on.
This is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Do you call him? Will you call him and be like, yo, listen, you're brilliantly talented.
No, I wait till I see them, but I go to them.
And you go chill with them.
I go to them and I go, yo, come here. I'm like, what happened? I asked him because I like, you know, I'm a fan of the new artists. So I watch him and I'm like, yo, he got the it factor. Like he got that thing, little baby. I like him.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way according to them. You know, and look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything that I'm doing. But you go to the 90s, and Keefe D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
What really kept this feud alive wasn't just one diss or one viral moment. It was 50 Cent's non-stop follow-up. He didn't let it fade. He went after Diddy's business moves, hinted that things were shady behind the scenes, and even took shots at everything from his age to his wardrobe. And while most people would have backed down the moment rumors of threats started circulating, 50 did the opposite. He leaned in even harder, and the reason is simple. 50's position was different. He never needed Diddy's approval. He didn't depend on his industry connections. He wasn't trying to get invited into that circle, and he wasn't worried about being iced out. Most importantly, he wasn't scared. He moved like someone who already knew the rules of the game and didn't care, but fast forward to today and Diddy is facing something far bigger than 50 Cent's trolling. We're talking multiple lawsuits, federal investigations, raids on his homes, and allegations of serious misconduct, some of it reportedly going back years, and some of it involving people who were once considered close to him. At this point, it's not just a public scandal anymore. It's starting to look like a full-scale collapse happening in real time.
This was a phone call. This came up in court. This is the transcript of a conversation between Diddy and Jane 3 days after Cassie filed her lawsuit. And just listen to the tone of what he was saying. He says, talking to Jane, hey, I really need your friendship right now. And that's it. I can't even talk on the phone. Like, please don't send no texts or do nothing. People misread it and blank. I don't know what the blank. And he added, my love is definitely true. You know what I'm saying? We just into some kinky blank that I thought we both, you know, enjoy. And Jane only responds with a And the reason she's so hesitant, she's read the entire lawsuit and is definitely feeling some sort of way about this, knowing she's been in a relationship with him this whole time as well. And this is what she eventually says to him: "I've been crying for like 3 days. I can't even sleep." Like, just reading all that, it's just so like word for word. Like, word for word is crazy to me. Like, it just feels sick in my soul, you know? So he's concerned that she's gonna talk to talk to a lawyer,
right,
or even worse, law enforcement. And she is just like, now she's seeing this other side of the mirror. Like, she knew about Cassie, obviously,
right,
but didn't realize what had happened.
Was a pattern and
right.
Yeah.
Didn't realize the violence that was going on, that had gone on in that relationship. So for her, this was really shocking. Remember, she had been through a violent incident with him where he was chasing her, and she testified about him kicking in a door and chasing her. So for Jane, this was clearly a moment where she was going, what are we doing? And she testified they went on a break after that.
And interesting, his first instinct is basically like, don't say anything.
Right. Everyone's got to be quiet.
And so this whole time, Jane has been testifying that she kind of felt like the secret, that he wanted to hide her and just have these hotel nights with her and didn't get the same treatment that these other more public girlfriends were getting. But she said today that, after the Cassie lawsuit, he started acting way more loving, way more affectionate, and that their relationship actually began to grow. So I think it's just super obvious here what Diddy was trying to do and kind of laid the groundwork for, oh no, I'm in this healthy, committed relationship and we're good, right?
Yet they did go on a bit of a break, right? From December until her birthday in February of 24.
And then they reconciled in February, yeah, correct.
So she is still on the stand today, Janet, and still under cross-examination. What's the latest that she's been testifying about?
So today she testified, they started with an event that happened in January of 2024. And actually this morning, the prosecutors, the defense, and Jane's attorney were in the roving room for over an hour before court even began. And they were arguing about whether or not the people involved in this January 2024 Vegas trip should be named publicly or not. And this involves Jane's previous testimony about an unnamed rapper and his partner, and that she went to Vegas with this group of people, including the rapper, and that she walked into the hotel room and one of the escorts that her Diddy had used previously was there having sex with a woman, and everyone was watching. So Jane testified about that and said that this is an icon in the music industry, someone that was close with Diddy. But yeah, there's a lot of back and forth today about whether or not those people should be named publicly.
Right, and as of this point, they've said they're not going to name them, but certainly you have her on the stand saying there's an icon in the music industry.
Do we have any guesses?
Well, we're not going to do that.
Even more shocking, surveillance footage from 2016 has resurfaced, and the visuals are the kind that instantly make people pause, rewind, and look at the entire situation differently. Suddenly, what used to sound like rumors and whispers now has something far more disturbing attached to it, and it's forcing the public to take these allegations a lot more seriously. And while plenty of artists are staying silent, hoping they don't get pulled into the storm, 50 Cent is doing the exact opposite. He's all in. He's moving like this isn't just internet drama anymore, but a story that needs to be exposed. He's producing a Netflix series based on these events, and he's posting constant updates like a headline-hungry journalist, only with a comedian's timing. But don't get it twisted, behind the jokes, there's real purpose. 50 doesn't just want laughs. He wants the pressure to stay on. He wants the truth to come out, and he's using every platform, every post, and every storyline he can to make sure the world keeps watching, because once the attention fades, that's when people stop asking questions.
Several aspects of the Jane story right now are very interesting to me. She does, or let's say Tenny Garagos, give her credit, does seem to elicit Jane numerous times saying she liked it or she accepted it or she was okay with it. There was a story about a very gracious birthday party, a very generous birthday party for her. And she said, after that, I felt like doing it for him to give him something in return. Now, she has already noted that she knew what her responsibilities were within the relationship. And as we've noted in this segment already, The government is hot on the notion that Diddy was feeding her and others messages, knowing that he would be in this situation later. So the love bombing that happens after the Cassie lawsuit drops should perhaps be reconsidered as like that isn't, they didn't actually enter into a healthy relationship. He was just performing that in hopes that later it would be believed that they were in one. But she does say that we were in the lifestyle, that others may have even thought that we were in the lifestyle. And that is something the defense and perhaps the jury can cling to as saying, wait a minute, how can we say it's coercion when you're like, hey, we're swingers, we're in the lifestyle?
Yeah. Right, and it wasn't exactly a secret that Diddy was into some maybe freaky stuff, even for the general public, that wasn't exactly a total secret.
It was one of those, things that people sort of buzzed about, but now we're hearing all the details in this case.
But the buzzing today, Charles, is who is that other rapper, right? And as far as a legal matter, it doesn't matter. But in the internet streets, we want to know who is that other rapper, who is married, who is an icon, who would have a wife, who would be willing to do this sort of stuff. I don't know. I think it's somebody who's been on your show.
But not everyone is staying quiet and watching from the sidelines. Diddy's son, Christian Combs, also known as King Combs, recently stepped in and fired back the only way he knows how, through music. He dropped a track defending his father and taking aim at the critics, including 50 Cent. In the lyrics, he questions why 50's name keeps getting brought up in the conversation and tries to protect what he sees as his father's legacy. And, honestly, it's a bold move, because it's one thing to see your family dragged in the headlines, but it's another to jump into the fire and start swinging back. Of course, 50 Cent responded in the most predictable way possible, with sarcasm and mock concern. He posted, "I feel so threatened," turning King Combs' defense into another punchline. And just like that, the back and forth keeps going. But here's what's crystal clear. Even as the courtroom pressure rises and the conversation around Diddy gets darker, 50 refuses to step back. And that brings us to the real question. Why has 50 Cent always been this bold about Diddy when so many others stayed silent? The answer might be rooted in who 50 is at his core. He came up in some of the toughest parts of Queens, and by the time he entered the industry, he'd already learned how to survive real pressure. He lived through being shot 9 times, and that experience shaped the way he moved, fearless, confrontational, and impossible to intimidate. He built his entire brand on being the guy who doesn't fold. And more importantly, 50 didn't owe Diddy anything. He didn't come up under his label. He wasn't tied into that circle. He didn't need the parties, the connections, or the approval to stay relevant. While a lot of artists were careful because their careers were linked to Diddy's world in some way, 50 had something most people didn't: independence. And that independence gave him the freedom to say what others wouldn't, and to keep saying it, even when everyone else went silent.
Daphne Joy has accused her ex-boyfriend 50 Cent of R-word, putting his hands on her, and of being an absent father to their 11-year-old son, Sire. Joy made the claims in a statement she posted on Instagram on Thursday, but the rapper has denied her accusations in a statement. The serious claim was dropped mere days after 50 Cent publicly mocked rival Sean Diddy Combs following the double raid on his estates, which occurred in the context of a trafficking investigation into the mogul. Fueling 50 Cent's anger was likely the revelation that Joy was identified as an ex-worker, mentioned in the bombshell lawsuit filed against Diddy by an ex-employee. Joy has adamantly denied the accusation, calling it character assassination. Joy dropped the R-word claim amid news that 50 Cent is seeking sole custody of their preteen son.
Just said yesterday on one of my videos, I said 50 Cent is trying to get full custody of his son, Sire. However, he took that off of the table without prejudice though, which means he can always refile it. He took it off the table once Daphne Joy removed the post about 50 Cent ing her. He took it off the table. But of course, here we go with petty quarter water. He's all over the Instagram, and what is he doing? He is presenting another show. Because he just posted on Instagram and he's saying XYZ, Black Young Star, whatever, is representing me in court today. Any further questions, refer to my legal team. Child, are you kidding me right now, sir? The way that you and Daphne Joy are emotionally abusing this child it's almost scary. I can't confirm that that's the reason why he's going to court, but I mean, just makes common sense. Daphne Joy just said everything that she said, allegedly, Daphne Joy, if she is Jane Doe, just said on the stand and said everything, poured her heart out regarding her and Sean Diddy Combs and their relationship. She mentioned a lot regarding the FOs, and now here we go. 50 Cent was trying to say she was a little worker in the first place. Now he has confirmation that she's a little worker in his eyes, and now he's going to try to take this bait.
Before all the courtroom chaos and public callouts, Diddy and Daphne Joy actually seemed to have a connection that, at least on the outside, looked solid. When they were first spotted together, it caught people off guard. Daphne, already known as 50 Cent's ex and the mother of his son, suddenly appeared to be part of Diddy's inner circle, and the attention was immediate. From luxury vacations to high-profile events, Diddy didn't keep her hidden. He put her front and center, like someone he was proud to claim. And for a while, it looked like Daphne had stepped into an entirely new level of status and lifestyle. But behind the polished photos and glamorous appearances, the relationship reportedly carried a much darker reality. According to accounts that have circulated for years, things were tense, filled with control, pressure, and constant conflict. Insiders claimed Diddy would fly her out on short notice, then isolate her once she arrived, pulling her away from the people and support systems she already had. There were even reports that he wanted her to fully operate under his rules, cutting off old friendships, limiting outside contact, and controlling how she presented herself, down to the way she dressed. At first, Daphne appeared to go along with it. Maybe it was love, maybe it was emotional pressure, or maybe it was the fear of losing the lifestyle she'd just stepped into. But over time, that perfect image started to fracture. Arguments reportedly became routine, sometimes sparked by her communication with 50 Cent, and other times because Daphne wasn't willing to shrink herself to fit someone else's expectations. She wasn't just a pretty face beside a powerful man. She was building her own identity and brand, and as her independence grew, it's alleged that the control tightened right along with it. And when the relationship finally collapsed, it didn't end quietly. The breakup reportedly came with drama, rumors, and fallout behind closed doors, and now, with everything unfolding in court, pieces of that behind-the-scenes story are resurfacing in a way that's impossible to ignore.